Welcome. It's the second pot. Whatever day this is, whatever time this is, it's the long day for me. And I welcome you and invite you to join me. I've been working here for some time. Not since ancient times. These are authentically made, but not the real feathers. It's more for show. Usually at a powwow. My native birth informs me, and what I've been doing is working things out. I believe that language has been the key to our evolution, and language is going to either save us from this de-evolution in time, or at the very least, I believe it's important to be able to provide evidence that this is not human nature to self-destruct. It is not without our consciousness, meaning beyond our consciousness, to save ourselves from self-destruction. It is, in fact, within my blood that there was a culture here for thousands of years that simply chose not to, though it came together, made structures for a time, took them down, simply chose not to evolve into a modern species. At that time, not having the technological answers in any way for how it would deal with raw sewage and other refuse. Best choice, just keep moving. So the native drum informs the intelligence of the ecologist of today. And as well, the native drum is part of a spiritual process of evolving the mind toward perfection through reasoning and consciousness. And when you study, you will find out across all boards that we have plenty of examples through every culture of reasoning and consciousness. Through reasoning and consciousness, tribal mind was evolving and said, whoa, you can't do what you're doing because you will have a mess. And we do have a mess. A mess, I believe, beyond human ability to solve. Going to take some miracles. And we find that the spiritual mind set allows for some prime teachings. And these prime teachings are without doubt the bedrock of even what we call today probability theory, the imaginations of quantum theory, all of the best of, I believe, where we're going creatively and technologically. In it, we find this bed which is created by the spiritual mindset. First of all, that mind is greater than brain. That you're never going to cut open a human body, find out where the brain is, or where thinking is, because thinking is happening somehow in what has always been called the ethers. That we are somehow composed of a metaphysic being, and that mind is greater than brain allows us to say, well, we haven't got the answers yet. Clearly, though, this is not just a physical body process. Nobody believes that it is, and yet that is the bedrock of our philosophy. So I just want to point out to you, if you want change, you're going to have to begin to accept that mind is greater than brain, and perception, sensing, is greater than simply thinking about something or analyzing how much sound is coming from it. All right, I know this seems deep, and it is, because it's all unexplored territory. And no matter what globally your spiritual way is, you will find that the warning at the beginning is about the abyss of matter. That is to say, if you are not properly trained in one or the other spiritual course, you don't have to be, but what you do have to acknowledge is every single one of those spiritual courses begins with, look, this material object stuff, it's a problem. Number one, words don't work. You're going to have to achieve understanding that is beyond simply the words, because if you just use words, you'll fight forever. Number two, you can take anything anywhere. This idea of space is objects and materials, yes. And forever and forever and forever you can take things apart, and forever you can recombine them, and forever you can go other places, and forever you can move things from one place to the other. All of what destroys our world today is based on this numeration of eternal, and without the perception that that has always been known. That has always been known. And it has always been known as a problem, that it would always lead to problems. So if you're not spiritually trained, then you don't have the concept of minds being greater than brain, and you don't have the concept of the abyss of matter, that the things that truly count, the things that are going to be valuable in life, are not purely material. And the proof of that is everything that you know is in your biosphere. And your biosphere is the place that is habitable to human life, and human life is biological life. Science applies to matter in imagined perfect fields of testing, many of them models, in places you cannot even ever in your life see. Supermicron, way out into space. You won't in your life see them while we are destroying our biosphere. Science pointing its mind forever and forever. Sales pointing itself forever and forever. Production forever. All of it childlike, infantile in the spiritual realm, because it does not take lesson number 1. Of course you can do forever. I can do it right now with words. That would be called lugubrious, boring, and onward. There must be a substance to what you communicate. There must be a substance to what you learn. What you're saying must be sustainable. What you're feeling must be sustainable. How you're living must be sustainable. Welcome to the reality of the long day. It's the second pot of coffee. Whatever day it is, whatever time it is, the long day notices there's a point where we are born, all of us. There was a point where you were born, and there's a point where you will drop. And there's this long day that you live in there. And the number 1 teaching is mind is greater than brain. And you are going to see that there is an abyss of matter of every kind. And yes, that even includes, well, we'll get there. So don't take wrong turns. Stay inside the circle of life. Stay inside the biosphere. Use the science to recreate the biosphere. Scientific technical term. Hey, join me here. I've got it all worked out. Trust me. I've been through it. I can now reconstruct it. First in the Word. Then we'll do it out there in the world. Well, fresh cup. Yushka manga.